Yeah. Big JTV, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Let's get to the nonsense, bruh. Let's get to the nonsense. If you are not in the know, there was a massive, I believe it, tragic event that happened, I believe, last Saturday, where a streamer slash MMA fighter, amateur MMA fighter, Raja Jackson, the son of Rampage Jackson, was involved in what looked like, I'm gonna be real, it looked like aggravated assault, and some people are even bringing up the term attempted murder, but damn, it was crazy. For obvious reasons, I cannot play the full clip. We are here on YouTube, and YouTube high-key hates my account because they've been messing with me and my algorithm. It is what it is. But it had a massive reaction within the MMA community, the wrestling community, and then it hit mainstream media. So much so that you had Abba and Preach covering it. You had New York Times covering it. You had, and I know it sounds weird to put Abba and Preach and the New York Times in the same conversation, but essentially they are the mainstream of YouTube. You have Moist Critical, mainstream of YouTube. You have people, Mr. Beast, the highest subbed YouTuber, the most profitable YouTuber, period. He even was involved and at least was somewhat being in the mix of this. What happened? Raja Jackson was streaming on Kick, right? At a amateur wrestling promotion. I think it was called Knockout or something like some kind of weird independent promotion. Long story short, one of the people in that promotion, right, one of the wrestlers, he was behind the scene with Raja Jackson, and he did a play, right? He did a work, right? In wrestling, in professional wrestling, okay, there's something called a shoot and a work. A work is fake, pre-planned, sometimes an acted out stunt, okay? A shoot is when something is real. A work shoot is something that's fake, but it's kind of seemingly real, okay? This is the worst example of a shoot that's ever happened, in my opinion, in professional wrestling, period. Right? Long story short, Raja Jackson gets a bottle hit on his head, right? And it was the way that the wrestler did it, the way is Syko Stu, right? And this really, really matters. Syko Stu did it in a way that wasn't supposed to hurt Raja Jackson, right? And since Raja Jackson doesn't understand these things, doesn't understand pro wrestling culture, he's literally an MMA. He's trying to be an MMA fighter like his father, because most kids are going to have kid jobs or are trying to emulate one or two parents or both parents. Long story short, Raja Jackson steps up to Syko Stu. Keep in mind, Syko Stu is a veteran. He used to, he was in the U.S. military. Long story short, this brings up a lot of tension. Now, Syko Stu is informed by somebody, one of the other wrestlers, probably one of the senior, more experienced wrestlers, that, hey, Raja, he's not a worker, right? And that's a term saying that, hey, dude is not a wrestler. He's not part of our community. A worker in the wrestling community means somebody who's going to play along, play this dance. Because really what wrestling is, professional wrestling, is dancing. It's choreographed. It's pre-planned. It's dancing and stunts. Okay? That's what it is. It's dancing. So anyways, once Raja Jackson experienced that, he's getting annoyed. He's pissed. He's ready to throw hands. What happens then is Syko Stu goes up and apologizes to Raja, because he now understands that Raja is not somebody who knows the wrestling culture, new to the wrestling culture. Okay. And seemingly, it seems to be resolved. Now, keep in mind, this was before the entire situation happened. In other words, this happened, let's say, 3 or 4 hours before the actual show, right? Because there's a wrestling show happening. This all happened in California, by the way. What happens next? One of the person who told Raja Jackson, hey, told us, Syko Stu, by the way, that Raja's not a worker. He takes Raja on the side a bit later in the night, saying, yo, You're gonna have to give him a receipt, right? Now, I personally believe, I'm gonna say this right now, that person, that individual is horrible. It's horrible because they started the instigation, and they are part of the issue here. Why do I say this? I'll put the person's name right when I'm editing. I forgot the person's name, and I'll put them. They'll be prominently placed inside this video. Long story short, in the wrestling community and culture, a receipt is called get back. You know what I mean? So you'll get disrespected in wrestling, and then you'll have to get your receipt, which is a retaliatory action, right? Now, the person who Ted told that to Raja did not specifically tell him that it has to be a work. It can't be a shoot. Are y'all following what I'm saying? The person who said Raja should get a receipt did not specify to Raja Jackson that this was supposed to be a fake actual get back, a fake receipt. See, if y'all don't know something about wrestling, in wrestling, when they punch somebody, they're not actually punching them for real. They're making it seem they're simulating a punch, right? Slams are real, gunning off the top rope, but they are done in a way that it doesn't harm the other individual for real. It looks like it did, and you have to act it out as the recipient like you did, but the point is not to actually injure the person you're working with. That's why when a wrestler says another wrestler is a great worker, they're trying to say that they didn't injure me, I didn't injure him, they were good to work with. This is what made Hulk Hogan so great. Hulk Hogan was a good worker, and he would, let me correct that. A lot of times he would not sell. But selling means making it appear real for us, the audience, the people who are watching. What happens next? Essentially, Raja Jackson is in the stream chats. He's listening to all kind of nonsense from the chat. And guys, I want to tell y'all this. Social media, especially live streaming, has made the Truman Show real. Made people believe that you're supposed to be an animal and chimp out and act out for irrelevant 12-year-old trolls. Anyways, long story short, Raja Jackson is getting trolled in the chat, right? While Syko Stu is performing, we've now went in the future. Syko Stu is performing, he's in the ring, right? And the chat is trolling the hell out of Raja Jackson. Unfortunately, Raja Jackson has very low emotional control, and he's very insecure, and he's immature, man. At 25 years old, immature, insecure, low self-esteem. I'm just going to keep it real. So he is the perfect victim to get trolled. So he's getting trolled, right? And unfortunately, he decides to take matters in his own hands, and he gets in the ring, slams Syko Stu. At this point, I believe Syko Stu is knocked the hell out. He's unconscious, and proceeds to give him 20 to 25 unanswered punches to the face, man. And that's really what got viral, man. I'm obviously not going to show that because YouTube's going to play with me. But what happened after is a bunch of people got in Raja Jackson's face, took him out of the ring. Raja Jackson is a trained MMA fighter, man. So those punches were intentional. Those punches were real, man. And we are now 4 days, maybe 3 or 4 days removed from that actual event. Syko Stu is conscious, but he can barely talk. He's still been in the hospital. Raja Jackson, at the time of this recording, which is 10 a.m. on the 27th, he has not been arrested, but he's being investigated, man. Overall, man, this is sad, bro. This is sad and it's pathetic, man. And you know what? For me, I'm going to say something controversial. I blame the promotion, bro. I blame the promotion the most, man. Because guess what? Raja Jackson is not necessarily innocent. He's definitely guilty. He's going to go down somewhere. When I say go down somewhere, I think he's going to be in jail. Maybe not as long as y'all think, right? I don't think he will be in jail. He's going to get sued. That promotion is not going to exist anymore. That promotion is going to get sued for sure, right? They've already lost their affiliation with WWE. They all these things happening. Again, I blame the promotion, and guess what? I blame a lot of the wrestlers in that community too, in that promotion, for not understanding how to handle people who don't understand your platform, your organization. Let me tell you something. A lot of individuals who are even at that wrestling promotion who work with Syko Stu, who are actually friends with him, they are going off on the promotion as well. Because let me tell you something. If you've been disrespected by somebody, I'm not saying this is a natural reaction to get back, but it's a natural reaction to have disrespect come at you and then you disrespect back. I hate to say it, but it's a natural reaction. Now, the length and the level that you're willing to go to, that's on you, bro. And this is so disappointing to see Raja Jackson, a grown man, 25-year-old man, lose his top over something so petty. And look, man, us as a black community, man, we gotta come in and look inside our house, man, and let's fix some things up, man. You know what I mean? I salute Rampage for trying to be a present father for his son. Keep in mind, Raja Jackson has, his mother got murdered. You know what I mean? And Rampage is his only parent alive, and he's trying to put him under his wing and raise the kid. Well, not the kid, the man. But unfortunately, the kid has to take accountability for this, man. You did a horrible action that could have led to death. You know what I mean? And for us to do better as a community, man, we have to realize that retaliation to that level, bro, that ain't right. That ain't right, man. That ain't right, man. And I think this could have all been handled. This all could have been fixed had the wrestlers in that promotion not egged them on to do something bad. Had he not looked at the chat. Had members on Kick not been so gung-ho on this. I'm telling you, right, there's so many ways this could have been prevented. And I believe that this is going to be acted out in the court a lot. Now, something I want to say before I head out. There's been a ton of racists who've been using this moment to single out black people and make Raja an example or a weird prototype of what a black male is. Man, you pieces of... I'm not even going to go off, man. But y'all know who you are. And I know the racists are going to come in my comments. It is what it is. But let me tell you something, man. If we were to judge this individual black person by what he did, and we did the same with individual white people or people of different races, y'all do not want to play that game. Y'all do not want to start with that game. Chris Benoit. I just have one name. Chris Benoit. Big JTV, like, comment, sub, man. Sad, crazy situation. Prayers up to Syko Stu, man, and prayers for the families, man, involved. Big JTV, I'm out.